Hello everyone, I'm Gunny, and as you can see, it is fucking cold outside. The reason why I'm out here at minus 15 C, or almost 0 Fahrenheit, is that in the beginning of March we have the Winter Brutality match. So, in order to be sure that all of my guns will cycle, I actually need to test them all. So, I brought all of the collection out, and I brought also some ammunition to actually test it. Let's see how we'll do. So, the way the experiment is going to work is, I have some magazines inside of my jacket to keep them warm, and I have some on the table, which at this point are the same temperature as the outside air. So minus 14 or 15 degrees C, almost 0 Fahrenheit. The way this is going to work is, I'm going to take each of the gun, and I'm going to be testing them with the warm ammunition first, just to prove that it is working and not get some asshat in the comment. Then I'm going to try each of these ammunition and see if they actually cycle in cold weather. This is just 115 grain 9mm from Winchester white box. This is, well, some plus P ammunition in case that the rest does not work. And the rest is FH ammunition. This is a manufacturer in Calgary actually. And I'm going to be using for the 9mm my 1911, that's an Alpha Foxtrot that got recently modified. I'm going to use my P10F, and I'm going to also use the APC9, sorry, the GHM9 in case that the Tavor does not work. I'm going to be also testing with the 5.7. I don't think I'll be using it in the Brutality match, but I'm still curious to see what it actually does. I only have one type of ammunition, though it is Federal 40 grain basic stuff. I could not find any Fabric National ammunition for the day. Then on the 5.56, well, there you have it. I have two magazines of Winchester white box, one of them in the jacket. I have some Federal 223, and I have one that I think might be working a little bit better for cold weather because this is actual military Swiss stuff. This is kind of the equivalent of M855. This is a GP90 bullets. They even look a little bit better. The X95 is kind of overgassed, so I'm hoping that it will cycle. Just for fun, I'm not going to use them in the Brutality match, is the FN49 and the Type 81 SR. For the Type 81 SR, I have literally just one bullet left of I think it is Winchester soft point, hunting stuff, and I have this Gecko that I bought at Cabela's, I think. I have no idea if it's going to work. For the FN49, I have just some PPU ammunition. This thing is wildly overgassed. The port is completely open and it still cycles with no issue. So, before I completely lose the light, let's get started. So, first up, 9mm 1911 with 115 grain from Winchester. This is the warm ammunition. Works without any issue. Now, the cold 115 grain from Winchester. Also works, surprisingly enough. The cold FH ammunition, 124 grain. Also works. Finally, the plus P ammunition from 6 Sauer. It is probably not going to be necessary considering the rest has already passed. Yep, works perfectly fine as well. So, 1911 is a pass. Next is the CZ P10F with warm 150 grain Winchester white box. Okay. No, it's okay, it's completely fine. I probably was pressing on the slide release. Next one, 115 grain cold Winchester white box. also works perfectly. I'm getting surprised. FH ammunition, 124 grain, cold. Works perfectly fine. And finally, the 6 hour plus P ammunition, cold. Yeah, I was probably pressing on it again. I felt it. So the P10F is also a pass. This is getting a bit weird already. Next, moving on to PCC. 115 grain Winchester White Box, warm, on the GHM9. We're good. Oof. Safety was weirdly hard. All good. Moving on to the cold. Winchester 115 grain White Box, cold. All good. FH ammunition 124 grain, cold. All good. 6 hour plus P ammunition, cold, 124 grain. And it's FMJ if I didn't mention it before. All good. Well, this is not failing at whatsoever. So, here's my HK45. I forgot to keep any ammunition warm, so we're going cold. 45 is a little bit lower pressure than 9mm, so hopefully I'm gonna finally have something a bit more interesting. It's 10 rounds in this case. Nope, all good. I'm getting really surprised right now. Okay, let's move on to something a bit more exotic. FN57 with Federal 40 grain ammunition. This is not the 2000 feet per second stuff, sadly. Well, works better without the safety. Ah. Failure to eject or to extract. Okay, this was the warm stuff, so I'm guessing that there was just a weird issue. Let's get to the cold stuff. Cold stuff, still Federal 40 grain. Okay, works perfectly fine. Very anticlimactic. Okay, let's move on to the rifles now. I have my Type 81 SR with just the one round of warm Winchester soft point because I only have 5 rounds of the stuff left. Ah, it's a bitch to load sometime. What did I do? There we go. Okay. Okay, it worked. Now, just let me load the 5 cold rounds. Okay, now the rest of the Winchester White Box soft point with cold rounds. Ah, again. Okay, works perfectly fine. What can I say? Okay, still the Type 81 SR with some cold Gecko 124 grain. This stuff I've never tried before. Maybe the gun won't like it. Make of that what you will. Okay, it also works. So now the more important one, my primary X95 with warm Winchester White Box, and we are only using Lancer magazines. So you don't say that it's because of the mag and not something else. Okay, works perfectly fine and threw a bunch of gas in my face. Let's move on to the cold stuff. So, what's left of my Winchester 55 grain, sorry, basic XM193. Okay, it's completely fine again. Let's move on to the Federal. Federal stuff, cold. It cycled, but it did feel a little bit lighter. Let's move on to the GP90. Yeah, GP90 Swiss military ammo. It still works as well. Well, this is getting really anticlimactic. Yeah. And now, just for fun, one you've never seen on the channel, an FN49 in 8 Mauser. This one is probably made for real in Fabrique Nationale in Belgium and has some Egyptian crest, so, you know, probably one of the early imports. That thing is extremely overgassed. I don't know if it's because the pressure was lower back when it was made, but I opened the port completely and it still cycled normally at regular temperature around 20 degrees. Let's see if it still works. Maybe finally. Oh wait, it didn't feed. It still doesn't feed. Now it's good. Looks like. Okay. Ejected, didn't feed apparently. Okay, I saw it fly. Okay, so I'm not sure if it was a problem with the ammo. Let's try 5 more. Okay, I've loaded 5 more rounds. I do not have any stripper clips, so it might just be that I'm not aligning the bullets correctly. And keep in mind, FN49, this thing is at least 70 years old. So, let's try it again, shall we? Well, did it feed? It did feed. Okay, it is empty, so it did cycle properly. It was probably just me. Yeah, be careful with these things. Ground thumb is nothing compared to the bite of these guys. Well, I am quite surprised by the results. I thought for sure at least the 9mm from Winchester White Box would fail. Turns out minus 15C is not enough to cause malfunctions, surprisingly enough. So I think for Winter Brutality in the beginning of March, I'll probably go with the X95 as I initially had planned, not crushing my glasses maybe. And I believe for the I believe I will change the optic to my Vortex Strike Eagle because I'm not a fan of simple dots, to be completely honest. And I believe for my secondary, I would like to go with the P10F because, well, I like it quite a bit. Problem is, I have an acro mount and still haven't been able to find an acro P2. So instead, I believe I'll go with my custom 1911 Alpha Foxtrot in 9mm as well. Really nice piece, and this was remade by Black Box Custom. I'll put a before and after. So, if you guys want to see more of that content, and maybe someday I'll manage to actually have a fail on one of the ammunition, maybe I'll wait for it to be minus 30 degrees again. Then I'm pretty sure I will have some failures. Please follow the, you can follow the channel, you can subscribe to the channel, you can leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any kind of failure and what your failure point was, share it with the group. And I'll see you next time, maybe on Winter Brutality. See you later. Au revoir tout le monde.